Hi again everyone, Scott Pyre, Pop Culture fan here, and in this video, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and rank all 9 current Planet of the Apes films in preparation for Kingdom. The movie is officially 8 months away now. We're getting closer as time goes by, and one thing that I do want to mention before I go into this ranking is that out of all the movies and shows that have been delayed due to the strikes, Planet of the Apes, the new film, it's one of the few films that aren't being that still has its current release date of May 24th next year. There haven't been any delays, thankfully, and yeah, I'm glad for that. I'm glad that the movie has not been delayed at all yet. I mean, that could change. You never know, but as of now, it still has its current release date, which I'm thankful for. I'm really excited for this movie. So yeah, I want to go ahead and do this ranking. I don't think I've done a video ranking all the Planet of the Apes movies yet, but I've done videos talking about all the movies. It was a while back though, but like a long while back on my channel, I did make a video talking about all the movies. But I don't think I've done an official ranking video yet. So this is what this is. Alright guys, so I'm gonna do from worst, like from my least favorite to my number 1 favorite. So easily, like out of all these movies, I'd probably say that the Tim Burton remake is probably my least favorite, mainly because it just feels so disconnected from all the other films, because it's just it does its own thing with the material, and it's not on Earth until the very end, and a lot of the acting is not too great either. With the exception of Tim Roth as General Thade, I like him. He's a decent villain. I like his performance. But other than that, I just think that the plot is a little thin, and also I don't know. It's also very dark. Like, it has a very dark lighting to it. It's hard to see sometimes when watching this movie. And so yeah, it's my least favorite film. And then going into my next film in this list, I'd probably say that out of the original film series, I'd probably have to say that the 5th film, Battle, is probably my least favorite, but I still enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. I still enjoy Battle. It's a film that has some cheesy dialogue here and there, especially with the villain General Aldo, and especially near the end of that film, there are certain aspects of how that movie ended that I just didn't really care for, I guess, and it just felt kind of strange the way they ended it off in that final act. And so yeah, Battle, it's my 8th least favorite film. And then Beneath, number 7. I enjoy Beneath a little bit more than Battle, mainly because I like what they do with the story and how it's sort of a two-parter to the original 68 film, and then it sort of goes further into the forbidden zone, which I liked that part of the movie, even though it felt like a different kind of a film when you get to that point. But it did a decent job continuing from the original film, and I liked all the actors, except for the fact that they got a different actor to play Cornelius in this film, and that seemed a bit strange. And also some of the makeup on not the apes necessarily, but in that third act with the mutant humans, just seemed to kind of weird. And that's mainly it for that. So Beneath. And then my number 6 is Escape from the Planet of the Apes, which is a very enjoyable film. I think it's probably the most humorous, most comedic film in the franchise, but still having a very dark ending for the lead characters of Zira and Cornelius. And I applaud for the movie for having a dark ending, but at the same time, it's just very contrasted to the rest of the film, being very comedic in tone for the most part. And I do enjoy it. Like, I think it's a really decent film. And also, they got Jerry Goldsmith to come back to do the score for that film. So yeah, Escape is my number 6. And then Conquest is probably my favorite out of all these sequels. I think Conquest does a really good job with Roddy McDowall as Caesar, portraying Cornelius' son, and I liked how it sort of served as a template for the reboot trilogy, and how it's very much a mirror to the Caesar in Rise, in regards to the story. And it's like some things that I have some gripes about in regards to Conquest is that a lot of scenes are filmed at night, and also a lot of the violence is tame compared to like an official, say, like, I mean, it is tame, but it's also like the one movie in the original series that's rated PG compared to the rest of the films rated G, and it has quite a bit of more violence than some of the other films. But I don't know, something about it, I enjoy it. I think it's really decent. It is my favorite out of the 4 sequels that came out after the original, so there is that. My number 4 is Rise of the Planet of the Apes. I remember when I first saw this movie back in 2011, I didn't know what I was going to see. I went to that movie completely blind, and I loved Andy Serkis. He did such an amazing job as Caesar, and prior to that film, he played Gollum in Lord of the Rings, and he's such an amazing actor. I love Andy Serkis. He carries that film to a T, along with James Franco, and while I like James Franco as well, the humans just aren't as interesting as the apes in the reboot trilogy. I will say that. But Rise, it's a very, very, very good film, and I loved that third act, and you just can't get enough of how this story just starts. It starts the whole thing. It starts how the apes start to, become what they eventually do become later in the reboot trilogy and the original film series. And I just love the Rise of the Planet of the Apes for that. And my number 3 is the original 1968 film. The original film, it's a classic. It really is. From the makeup for the apes to the score by Jerry Goldsmith, it's just so iconic, and it's a very quotable film. And I just really like Roddy McDowall, and also Charlton Heston, and Linda Harrison, yeah, as as Nova. And it's just such an iconic and classic film. It's one of my favorite sci-fi classics. You can't go wrong with it. All right, my number 2 is Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. I love this film. I love Koba. He's an amazing villain that was first established in Rise, and the conflict between him and Caesar really carries the film. And I think the way they treated the humans in this film is the best that they portrayed the humans in the entire trilogy. If you ask me, I liked Gary Oldman. I liked what was his name? But Kerry Russell, and also the Reeves guy, Jason Clark. He played the lead human in Dawn, and I thought he was genuinely a good guy, and I love this film. But my number one, I have to give credit where credit is due, with Matt Reeves directing War for the Planet of the Apes. Wow. From the beginning all the way to the end, it is beautifully shot. I love the story. It's a revenge story. Caesar is on a quest for vengeance, and it really, changes him in a way that you really tell how amazing of a performance Andy Serkis is giving. He gives it his all, and you really see that through Caesar's expressions. And I think the villain, the Colonel, played by Woody Harrelson, is easily my favorite villain, human villain in the original trilogy, in the reboot trilogy. And I thought he was great. You know, there's some great moments between him and Caesar, in in dialogue, and the way this movie ends, it's beautiful and tragic at the same time. And I love this movie. It's easily my favorite in the entire franchise, and I can't wait to see how Kingdom continues Caesar's legacy as this Moses type figure. And oh man, I can't get enough of how much I love war. It's easily my favorite in the series. Now, this list is subjective. I'm sure other people have different places where they have the rankings of these movies. So this is my personal opinion. I pretty much enjoy all these movies with the exception of the remake. I enjoy all of them, really. But yeah, War for the Planet of the Apes, it's my number one. I love this franchise. I can't wait for Kingdom. It's time is going by, and these 8 months will go by quick. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Kingdom, and that's really everything. I think this franchise is very, very iconic, especially in Hollywood. It's one of the most influential Hollywood franchises as well. And I'm just really thankful that this movie is also coming out near my birthday next year. I can't wait to see it for my birthday. So yeah, that should do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I also want to give a really big thanks to those of you that have subscribed to me recently. I'm really thankful. Man, I can't believe it. So yeah, that should do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.